The scales can really mess with your head, and this is why inside the Life Proof program, we don't obsess over the scales, but instead we focus on mastering the process, which in return makes the result of weight loss and a body that you can be proud of a welcome byproduct. Mastering the process also makes the result sustainable. At the beginning of your journey, we will celebrate you doing the do. Things like exercising and eating a more healthy, nourishing, but still enjoyable diet. But we'll also make sure that you go in with the mindset of no foods off limit and no food guilt, because that's how you build a great relationship with food at the same time as achieving your weight loss result. As mentioned, the goal is to make weight loss a welcome byproduct of making a gradual and sustainable healthy lifestyle change. The goal is to also make the process a habit so that you naturally do what it takes to achieve and maintain your results without any more effort than it takes to brush your teeth in the morning, because that's essentially what a habit is. It's something that you do pretty much subconsciously without needing to think about it or put much effort towards it. So the goal is to create an enjoyable process that makes weight loss a welcome byproduct, but also to make the process into a habit so that you can become masters of the process. Even if you currently feel a million miles away from this process becoming like fully into a habit, with consistency and at least with at the start some decent effort, it will become a habit. In the same way that everything you now find easy, you probably once found difficult. For example, learning to drive. You used to have to think about everything when learning to drive a car. Clutch down, gear in, mirror, signal, maneuver, but now you do it all automatically without thinking at all. You cross roundabouts and you can't even remember them. All because it's a subconscious habit. And that's of course if you drive, but I'm sure you still get the picture. We look at our weight in the same way that scientists look at the results of an experiment, and then just as scientists would, we make tweaks and adjustments where necessary, but we hold no emotional attachment to the outcome. And we understand that our short-term day-to-day weight fluctuates, sometimes a lot, and it fluctuates for the following reasons: food, glycogen, sodium, water, bowel movements, and intramuscular swelling from working out, and for women, the time of the month. Now, stay with me here because food and water are obvious ones. They weigh something, and you can do a little experiment now if you like. You can go and pause this video, go weigh yourself, drink a full pint of water, weigh yourself again, and I will tell you the exact difference in weight that you'll be. If you drank exactly 1 pint of water, you'll be 568.26 grams heavier, or if you're weighing in old money, that's 1.253 pounds heavier to be precise. Now, glycogen is how the body stores energy for later. Glucose is the immediate energy that your body uses, but what happens when you have excess glucose after eating a meal with lots of carbohydrates like rice, pasta, bread, or potatoes? That's where glycogen comes in. The excess glucose is converted to glycogen and is stored in the muscles and in the liver. For every 1 gram of glycogen you store approximately 3 to 4 grams of water with it. So if you think about the word carbohydrate, just think about carbohydrate for a moment. It's carbs with hydration. Carbs are just more complex forms of sugar or glucose. Glucose is then stored in the body with water. Carbohydrate. The average 80 kilo man will have 500 to 600 grams of glycogen in his body when his stores are fully replenished. Now, if you think about the 3 to 4 grams of water that accompanies the 500 to 600 grams of glycogen, you can really begin to see how guys that do diets like the keto diet lose a lot of weight very, very quickly because they lose their glycogen and their water first, because the keto diet doesn't have any carbohydrates. So the body burns through its glycogen stores very, very quickly. Hence, the drop in weight that is very significant that primarily doesn't come from fat and comes from water. This is also a great idea why resistance training is really key, because if you lift some weight and build some muscle, then you have more muscle, then you can store more carbs because carbs or glycogen are stored in the muscle. So then you can eat more carbs without it being turned into fat. It's stored in the muscle and in the liver instead. Other factors that affect the scale are digestion. You'll obviously weigh less after going for a number 2. Intramuscular swelling. When you train hard, your muscles swell and retain fluid. The day after a heavy leg day can show up as a number of pounds or kilos even up on the scales. So long story short, the general rule of thumb when weighing yourself is that if it came on overnight, it will probably come off overnight too. And if it didn't, if it came on over a number of weeks, months, or even years, it's probably going to take that long to come off as well. Short-term day-to-day weight does not fluctuate because of fat loss and fat gain. Fat levels in the body change over a considerably longer period of time.